Welcome to the greatest podcast. Go argue with your mama.
Hello.
It's two mores in a pod starring Marcus and Deanna. You might just hear some drama. We all a little off kilter.
Right.
But what you ain't gonna find around this bitch here is a filter. So put the kids to bed before you get comfy and cozy. This is rated MA, mature audiences only.
Good night.
We keep it real, especially in a room full of phonies. From the mill to a meal, get in tune with my homies. The more I got some peoples from the Ville, y'all should listen to. The more they provide that real that'll get you through. I got some peoples from the Ville, y'all should listen to. And I'm so raw, just let a dick get an interview. I got some peoples from the Ville, y'all should listen to. They provide that real that'll get you through. I got some peoples from the Ville, y'all should listen to. And I'm so raw, just let a nigga get an interview.
Hey,
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, Monday. Man, got some things going on at the job, man.
I know it.
You know, but hey, I'm just blessed to have a job
Facts.
and to be in the position that I'm in. You know, unfortunately, in the position that I'm in, you got to make tough decisions and deal with decisions that you don't even make sometimes.
True.
But I ain't gonna cry over spilled milk. I'm gonna charge it to the game.
Okay.
Hey, did you?
Can't even drink milk.
I can't. You always got. Are we telling my business?
My bad.
You can't even drink milk. You can't either.
I can't. I just might get a little tummy.
Hey, man, you heard they let that fool out of jail?
What food?
Chud the builder. He made his bond, I guess, you know, but
He paid to get out. I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to give him no energy.
nah, you're right. I just, you know, that's crazy though.
Yeah.
Hey, we was busy this weekend. We was all over the place, man.
Yeah, we was. We didn't get no chicken though.
No,
I can't
man.
wait for the next pop up.
Hey,
Listen, I was trying to do the right thing because our people's it was at our people's place. But next time, y'all don't shed. Is that hey? Never mind. Pack it out. Keep packing it out. We'll get some at some point.
shout out to Knockout Wings, man.
For sure.
Hey, if they want to come do the show, tell them they can come do the show.
Bring some chicken though.
Bring some
And a
chicken
biscuit.
and a biscuit. Bring a batch of biscuits.
No, I just need one. I gotta watch. Well, you can have them. You can
Man.
have them.
Anyways, so that was dope. So, but I do love the way the city supported.
Oh yeah, the city came out.
Yeah.
But you know what? So I don't know. The more and more I'm on social media, the more and more I see people post things, it just makes me realize more and more that you just can't please everybody.
You can't.
Like, you know, like your mama taught you, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. Like that just does not apply to social media. It's like people go out of their way to say negative things. And I read some stuff and I'm like, oh, you just could have kept that to yourself. Like, okay, if you don't have a good experience, this might be something for us to talk about on Thursday with a Thursday business owner, because that is something that I've noticed about our community. If a Black person has a bad experience at a Black owned business, they slamming their ass. They got all kind of negative things to say. I don't really see white patrons talking about white businesses like the way we throw our people businesses under the bus. You know, we don't. Something different we got to do.
It's facts. And they try to make it something that it ain't, right? They tried to make it like, oh, y'all are standing in line for some chicken, but y'all won't stand in line to vote. Man,
yeah.
shut
Well,
up.
it's a good point. However, that's not the way, like that's not how you move people.
Yeah, man.
Joshua said you got on Ravens polo.
Man, I know, man. I can't wait till we play. Hey, Joshua, don't forget, our bet's still on, man. 2 touchdowns. You can go ahead and send me that honey right now because the Titans looking damn good. But anyway, let's get into our topic tonight.
Yeah, what we talking about?
Fighting fair.
Oh.
Rules for having a disagreement without leaving battle scars. Because here's the thing. In relationships, not even just relationships, in friendships,
Yeah.
in any walk of life.
Any kind of relationship.
Yes.
Friends, family, or your romantic relationships.
Yep. You're going to have disagreement.
Yep.
And we got to be able to have disagreements and not like have in that disagreement say something that could have a long lasting effect on your relationship.
Right.
So with that being said and done, what are your first thoughts on this topic tonight?
I guess how do you what does that look like? I guess a healthy disagreement, because I think some people there's an expectation that you're just not going to fight. And I don't think that's realistic, especially in a relationship where you spend a lot of time with a person. You're going to have disagreements. So it's not that the goal should be not to have conflict. The goal should be, if we're going to have a conflict, it needs to be productive. And at the end of it, there should be, we learned something, or, we got something out of it, not tore each other down and put a rift in our relationship.
No, that's solid. I'm right where you're at. I think there's going to be some things that we discuss. Like, I'm gonna be honest. It's okay to agree to disagree. It's okay to agree to disagree. There won't be a resolution in every conflict, right? But when you want to keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting, and you're trying to make the other one see your point, then that's when it gets like, dicey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I've learned now, being married 11 years, that sometimes you just got to agree to disagree, and they're not going to see your point and you're not going to see their point. And it could be because of many reasons. It might be upbringing. It might be because of some of the things that you have gone through in the past, and it's coming back up. There's just so many different reasons on why. But just because that happens don't mean you got to claw each other's eyes out. And I'm finna go in on y'all women.
You always go in on women.
No, I don't.
I think you. Are you okay?
I am okay, but I'm finna go in on y'all women. I'm gonna tell you why.
All right, go ahead.
Because y'all will say whatever the fuck come to y'all mind and talk the most shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But then when a motherfucker fire back at you, you want to be crying and shit. Where would you see that? Well, all the shit that you just said to me, and I feel like a man might be able to take it a little bit more verbally. We shouldn't have to, but I think they can, just because of how some of us was raised and in sports and all that other stuff. But y'all go for the jugular, but expect people not to go for the jugular back on y'all. And then you cry, which is crazy. But you said all this crazy shit to me, and it's like, that's crazy to me. But then when I say that crazy shit back to you, now it done left battle scars.
Why do you think that is? Because so on the one hand, I think when you are, the fact that we call it a fight, that's also, there has to be a winner, and there's no rules in fighting. And so, like, if I got to get a little dirty in order to win, like, I think maybe that's the first step here, is not calling it a fight. We're having a disagreement, because when you go into it saying we're having a fight, then it's like, well, there has to be a winner. So
not technically. There has been boxing matches that have ended up in ties, split decisions.
But wasn't they both fucked up? They both got messed up.
Or they was both bobbing and weaving and not really getting hit.
Yeah. I do see your point about women, and sometimes our mouths are, that's the weapon, right? and we can't take it. So I'm just gonna speak from my own personal perspective. I don't think I really hit below the belt that much. I'm gonna say some shit, but I don't think I hit below the belt. But if you like raise your voice at me, or I ain't gonna say just raise your voice. I'm gonna tell you what really get me, what really like work me up when you tell me to shut up. In the middle of an argument, you tell me to shut up. That pisses me off. It pisses me off like angry tears, but then it also hurts my feelings. And that's something that I don't like. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to you saying things that hurt my feelings or doing things that hurt my feelings. And so I'm like in this, I'm like glitching out because what the fuck, what do I do? And sometimes it makes me shut down. Sometimes it makes me want to fight more because who the fuck are you talking to like that? Don't tell me to shut up. And then other times,
shut up there.
I be want to see, don't piss me off. Other times you want to throw hands with your ass, and you better be glad that I know I can't whoop you. Because if I thought for 2 seconds I could whoop your ass, oh, nigga, meet me outside. Meet me outside.
And that's crazy though, because it's probably a lot of women that feel that way, that if they felt that they could throw hands with their mate, they would. But then the audacity let the male throw hands with the woman, and now he in jail. It's all kind of crazy.
Well, no. They starting to crack down on that. Like if the woman's the aggressor, the woman's going to jail. I've seen a lot of cases like that. But there's some women that don't care. They're going to throw hands at their man anyway, knowing good and well. Now, I'm not condoning domestic violence. I'm not condoning it. But we are human, right? We've all been pushed to the point where we're so angry that violence comes to mind. But I think that's one of the reasons this is a good topic, because I mean, we both could learn some shit just by talking through this and seeing what folks got to say.
Yep. So speaking of that, Kitty Boo says, fighting fair only works if you can understand your part and their part.
Mm-hmm.
Both of y'all contributed to the argument. Both of y'all can be right or wrong in that situation. That's all facts right there.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to put yourself in the other shoe when it comes to a disagreement, because I do like what you said earlier about calling it a fight, if you call it a disagreement, because every disagreement isn't a fight. But I'll tell you, if you're not careful, that disagreement will lead to a fight.
Right. I mean, fight just has you coming into it with a negative connotation. And in a fight, my goal is to beat you, not hear you out. I'm not seeking to understand. I'm not trying to see your side of it or compromise. I'm fighting you. You are my opponent. And this is, I realize this is unrealistic and it's going to take a lot of practice, but your mate, your friend, your husband, your boyfriend, your best friend, whatever, sister, if you view them as your opponent, that's a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
If they view you as an opponent. And unfortunately, sometimes you don't view the person as an opponent, but they view you as an opponent. And you in a fight and you don't even know it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Do you think some people don't like to have disagreements because they're the avoider, and because of that, they let people walk over them because they don't want to have a disagreement because they're an avoider?
Yeah, I think that's a real thing. And I think those people walk away from disagreements without any, like your issue isn't resolved. They're the head in the sand kind of people.
Yeah.
But there's different kind of fighting styles, right? There's so you mentioned the avoider. There's the escalator. That's the person they're gonna go from 0 to 100 real quick. That might be your hidden below the belt type of person. They're gonna ramp the ramp the argument up a little bit. They turn it into a fight. The repairer, that's the person who's always trying to fight for a solution. They want to get to the bottom of it. And there's Stonewall.
Yeah. let's go back to the avoider.
Yep.
Okay. Sometimes people avoid disagreements and conflict because of they know themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when an argument or a disagreement kind of gets heated, they don't want to talk about it. And they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to say anything that is going to scar you for life. And they would rather wait until they're feeling better. And I understand that's not always the right solution, because you should be able to handle yourself in a manner to where you can have a disagreement and talk it out. But sometimes, man, just being human, like when I'm mad, anybody knows me that when I'm angry, I'm probably not the easiest person to deal with. I'm just like, I get into that I don't give a fuck mode, and it might cause you to do something in that disagreement that you would normally not do and get out of character.
Yeah. So I don't think it's anything wrong with a cooling down period. You know, I think that's different than avoidance, because a cooling down period is exactly what it sounds like. Let me go cool down. Let me get my thoughts together, and then we're going to address it. You're going to come back to it. The avoider is a person who's just they not good, but they going to say they good. And the problem there, and I think that's what Kitty Boo's comment is getting at, an avoider will avoid the conflict, but not be good. And then they're just the resentment and whatever negative feelings they have is just gonna build and build and build. And all humans, there's a limit. Your limit might be very high. You might have a high tolerance, but any human, there's only so much you can take, and eventually you're gonna pop. And so one of the things that I hate in an argument, whether it's in a personal argument or I'm observing an argument, when people bring up things from the past. We arguing about something, the argument starts about something that happened today, but then you bring up something from 5 years ago. Yeah. I mean, that's a symptom of an avoider. So
or a petty motherfucker.
Yes, it could also be a petty person. However, the avoiders could very easily turn into that because they've let so much shit slide. Okay, now are we finna have this fight now? Now I'm finna lay out the last 5 years of shit that done pissed me off that I've let slide. Yeah. And that's not, I'm not saying that you need to address every single thing that pisses you off, but if it's gonna get to a point where you're holding on to something, you're harboring something, you need to bring it to whoever's attention that it is. Like, I don't like this, or, you know, hey, don't do that, or let's talk about this because XYZ. But fine, have your cool down period to where you in a good mental space for it.
So here's the thing. What if you have that cool down period and you realize that it ain't worth a disagreement and you don't want to have that conversation?
So if you're going to make that decision that it's not worth it, then you got to let it go. You can't.
No, I agree. Right. I ain't saying that but that's what I'm saying. But sometimes, like, you might be cool down and you ready to let it go, but your mate or whoever else ain't ready to let it go. And that might be looked at as an avoider, but in the same sense, it's like, listen, I've thought about this. I don't think this is worth it. We are going down a path, especially when you really know your mate and you know what's going to get them up in arms. And now we're going down a path that we don't need to. This situation ain't even worth going down that path.
Yeah, I think y'all both have to agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if it's something where you bring it to me and you pissed off about it, I'm mad at you, you angry, I need a cool off period. You go cool off. I'm cool because I don't know that it's an issue. I'm fine. You come back to me, you say, you know what, I thought about it. This ain't a big deal. Okay, good. I love you. Boom. But if it's an issue that I bring to you and you get mad and then you blow up and then you need a cool down period and then you come back and say, this ain't worth us fighting over, I'm like, nah, yes, it is. This issue is not resolved for me. So yeah, we need to talk about it. So I think it's two part. Like both of y'all have to agree that it's not a big enough issue for y'all to fight about. And if you have taken the position that it's not a big enough issue, then see if that, you know what I'm saying? Like that sounds so childish, but
No,
like, okay, I see your point. Maybe you're right. Type shit.
I feel you, but understand what comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring it to your mate and they blow up and then they come back and be like, I don't want to fight about this. And you like, nah, we're going to have this conversation. And then that ends up in a fight any damn way. Understand they was trying to avoid that conflict because they didn't think that particular thing was worth it. And now, granted, that isn't fair to the person that brought it to them. Mm-hmm. Right, because they want to get resolution, but sometimes you got to pick the lesser of two evils, and that's why this is a good conversation. Because like, how do we? Okay, she obviously wants to have this conversation. There's something obviously not right. How do we get out of that without the battle scars?
Yeah, I think you have to ask yourself, why is it if it's not a big deal and this should not cause a fight? Why can I comfortably talk to my mate about it? What is it that's triggering me, that's pissing me off where we about to beef? And maybe you need to ask the same thing to your partner of like, hey, why are you getting so angry about this? This is just a conversation. Now, if it's something where like you did something that's like, whatever, you did something that pissed me off, okay. Sometimes you gotta eat that, or sometimes you're like, okay, that don't mean you gotta get so aggressive. You ain't gotta yell.
Yeah.
You don't have to yell to get your point across.
So let me go back to the yelling part,
Mm-hmm.
or getting more aggressive. Like, so here's the thing, and here's the thing that I want women to understand. First, the Kitty Boo said you need to know the limits and be woman and man enough to just let it go. That's true. Sometimes when you know y'all getting to that limit, if you even got partial resolution, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Yeah. But let me go back to something that I want to say. Men are, well, some men, I ain't gonna say all men, but a lot of the men that I hang around with, we get extra animated in a disagreement, or I guess an argument, but we'll call it a disagreement, like you said. For example, me and Speedy are the best of friends. Okay?
Yeah.
Me and Speedy are the best. I love Speedy to death, like my brother. But the way we went at each other in that LeBron and Kobe and Jordan conversation, you would have thought we hated each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're loud. We acting a fool. Take it another step further. You didn't witness the me and Speedy thing, but you witnessed the me and my nephew TJ thing while we was at the beach talking about the same subject.
Yeah.
And that went on a heated back and forth forever, right? And we're getting loud and we up in each other's face and we tapping each other. Like, that's how we are. And that's just like when we get passionate and things. So every time somebody raises their voice, I promise you it's not to like make you feel a certain kind of way or be in a threatening manner. It's just like when you get like that, it's just like being accused of something. Like if you accused of something that you know you didn't do, a lot of times most people get very defensive and they get loud. It is not to intimidate the next person. It is because now they're feeling some kind of way and they're in defense mode and the passion comes out. So I just wanted to kind of clear that up. I'm
gonna challenge you on that a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna challenge you on that a little bit because you just described two interactions with men. When you're interacting with a female, you got to move a little bit different. And I'm not telling you to change who you are. I'm just saying, don't be surprised when she gets offended or she gets defensive or feels like, why is this getting to a point where it is? Because.
But if you know that's that person.
Yeah.
And I think that's that give and take.
Yes, exactly. It takes some give and take. And listen, hey, we ain't arguing right now. Why you hollering? I mean, I might have said it in a little joking way, but sometimes I'm just gonna let you go because I know now I know, but like I I don't like conflict and anything that feels like it's getting too like we can't talk without you motherfucking biting my head off. But you know, at the end of the day, like you said, it's some compromise. Maybe the women need to have a little bit thicker skin. And yes, men could shift or catch themselves when they can.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's a good chance before somebody gets in a relationship that they've seen this side before. Maybe not, because there are some of them fairy tales where they don't get in no fight for 2 years, and the first time they see it, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, it's hard for somebody to just change like that. Like I've always been a very loud, aggressive person in anything. I can be happy and still be loud and aggressive.
Yes.
I can be pissed off and be loud and aggressive. So like I don't feel like, yes, I think there is a better way that I can handle it with females and things of that nature.
Now, just one.
Them. But in the same sense, as I stated earlier, don't you dare ask for that, but ain't willing to give that. And don't you dare expect for me to be mindful with my words and how I get, and you ain't mindful with your shit.
So here's what I'm gonna say, because that sounds kind of like tit for tat. What I'm gonna say is, if the same energy. So did you read what my shirt say? This is the perfect shirt for today's. This is the petty shirt for today's conversation. It says I match energy. So how we gonna act today? That is the incorrect behavior, because I'm gonna say this. Just like, so okay, if you yelling and I'm like, dang, babe, why are you yelling like it? And like it's catching me off guard or making me feel away, I'm gonna call you out on it. Feel free to do the same thing to me, because we both human. And like you said, if you are this way, then it's not like you're gonna change overnight. So I'm bringing to your attention that your aggression is fucking with me. It's fucking with me. And really, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. I ain't get like this till I've been with you for so long.
I
don't even think I was loud like that.
That is a lie. I'm tired of you telling those lies.
It's a lie.
Yes.
You think I've been like this?
Yes. I've talked to plenty of people that told me you have plenty of mouth before me. And I'm going to call her name out. Gencia Reams, right? How do I say her name?
Man.
Like, and you slapping motherfuckers at school. Like, come on, Deanna, stop it. It was not me. You was like this. And I've been around your family for a while now, and I love them to death. You want to know why I love them? Because they angry like me.
Okay, so okay. So you just talked about family. Okay, so we talked about the different fighting styles: the avoider, the escalator, the stonewaller, the repairer. Where do you think people get their fighting style from? Is it from their family?
I think a lot of it is initial from what they've seen in the past. But then I think it goes from what they've been through.
Pancho said you dry. He ain't he? I ain't dry snitching. I'm sorry.
Hey, Pancho. Hey, listen, man. Hey, first off, Pancho, Drunk Boys ENT. I can't say enough good things about them. You know, he said he bringing it to Nashville. Hey, Nashville, listen, we got to stand up, man. When they come, I need everybody looking for that bottle of liquor. We know y'all can afford liquor. We not saying that you ain't got no money. What we saying is it's something fun, somewhere to pull up and find you a free bottle of liquor. That's all it's fun, man. Like, we got to get back to having fun, man. There's so much fucked up shit going on in the world. Let's just have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you see how, for example, like how now I'm already raising my voice and
Yeah, how
getting
he's
like
like that fucked up shit. I'm like,
you know what
"Whoa."
I'm saying? But and that's just who I am. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know that, baby. I know.
But
when we having a serious discussion of, when we fighting, that, like, okay, is it that big of an issue? Like, it makes you sound more upset about a situation than you really are.
yeah.
But anyways, we was talking about where people got their fighting style from. Like, is it something that it's bred into you? Is it developed over time? Is there trauma or something that?
Again, you know, it might have been what you've seen and then what you've gone through, right? I've seen the hardest people go soft for the person that they fell in love with. So, for example, any other body, you ready to fight and act a monkey, right? But then when you got that one person, now you soft for them, and when they say something to hurt your feelings, you handle that differently than you would handle it with other people that hurt your feelings, right? So I think it's some of the things that you've been through as well that kind of defines how that goes. So what you think? I want some of your water.
I do think that it's kind of like what you said. I think it's some, you develop it from your family. It's just bred into you. Those are the examples. You know, the examples that you have in your life, it helps shape who you are. But I'm also going to say past relationships that maybe you've gotten feedback from somebody that you cared about, or you was with somebody who y'all was just alike and you didn't like the way it made you feel, and it made you shift how you disagreed or fought with your mate. And Kitty Boo called out maturity. I think sometimes growing up, that's a very valid point. Growing up sometimes changes how you address things. It's not necessarily changing your personality, but it's making you wiser, and you realizing that what's the saying? You attract more flies with honey than shit.
Yeah.
Like everything ain't worth getting you all up in arms about.
No, that's true.
Especially if high blood pressure running your family. Honey, don't be letting people run your blood pressure.
Man, run it up high. Got them diabetes too. Brandy Lastar in the building. What up, Brandy?
Hey, Brandy.
Richard O'Toole is in the building. What up? Owner of OCB Bully. Big business. You know what I'm saying? When you sell a dog to Lil Boosie, you know you're doing all right.
Yeah, why can't they ain't done the Thursday show?
I don't know.
I don't think they mess with us like that. No
Dang. I think just because I don't know. I thought y'all had that twin connection.
Maybe not. I guess not.
Yeah, because they haven't done the show.
Forget y'all.
And they would be amazing to go on the show, like to come talk about them pups, and I love what they do. So
yeah.
Richard said what? Richard, I'm just saying, man. Put me on. It's say less. Say less. When we tell you to pull up, man, we're gonna ask you to pull up. So let's talk about the escalator. Dada Silver in the building.
Can I ask you something before we talk about that?
Yeah.
What do you think your fighting style is?
What is my fighting style?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
ask you too. Let me rephrase my question. Be honest and transparent. Like, what is it, but what do you strive for it to be?
Okay. I am, believe it or not, I am the avoider.
Okay.
I would rather, and I told you my reasons, I would rather let it work itself out, which I know you're big on, like having closure. I don't gotta have closure. Sometimes I'm like, man, let's just move past this shit and get on with it. But I think I'm definitely not the repairer. I'm probably the escalator. I go from 0 to 100 real quick.
That's where I put you at, but I do see
you.
wait. I do see you as I do see versions of the avoider. I think it depends on what point, what is the argument about, and at what point. Like you might start off as the escalator, but then when it gets to a certain point where you're like, this is not resolvable, you might say, you know what, you got it. You got it.
Yeah.
I think personally, I'm the repairer. Because I like to have a resolution, but here's what I am gonna say. If I get pushed to a point, so let's just say we're in the middle of an argument, you tell me shut the fuck up. Then I become the stonewaller because at that point, conflict over, I don't want to talk no more. Yeah. Everything that you say to me, yes, okay. One word answers. Short, I won't talk to you no more. At this point, ain't shit getting resolved. You might as well be talking to a wall.
Yeah.
I ain't even there.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
So where you put me at?
I would put you at.
You already said I was a repairer. You literally said I'll be looking for a resolution, but okay. Go ahead.
But that doesn't.
Go ahead and
doesn't make you a repairer.
Okay.
I definitely say stonewaller. And you an escalator. Because when you don't feel like I'm listening to what you got to say, or you don't feel like I care as much as you do, you go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Okay.
Thank you, best friend.
Well,
my best friend. Now, hold up. Let me give my best friend a shout out.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Best friend in the building. She know who she is. Her initials might be LT. Why are you hating?
I'm not. As part of this segment, I feel like one of the things that I'm going to try to do is accept feedback. And if that's the way you feel, I'm really going to work on
get your paws off me.
Not going 0 to 100 real quick.
Well, you only get like that when I don't want to agree. And again, I want to go back to that agree to disagree. So Kitty Boo talked about maturity a couple times, right?
Yep.
And honestly, I think that is my maturity level, because when I understand that we've talked about something every which way, inside, outside, upside, downside, sort of like how anyways, that's another topic. That's the Monday show. But when we've talked about
today is Monday.
Oh, well, in that case,
my mama on here.
She knows you got a baby. But anyways, but when I feel like we're just not gonna come to that realization because we see things differently, my maturity level has came to the point where I can agree to disagree. Now, here's the fucked up part about it. A lot of times when I don't agree to disagree, you want a resolution, and there's where we come at a stonewall, because I'm like, listen, we're not going to agree, but you want to agree.
It's not necessarily an agreement that I'm seeking out. It's that, because sometimes I feel like you're just saying agree to disagree to end the argument. And that if that's what we're doing, that's not really solving anything, because when it bubbles up again, we're going to be arguing again. Like if we're agreeing to disagree is meaning I respect your viewpoint and you respect mine. And so we shouldn't be arguing. If at this point, this is how you feel. It's just like, let's say you don't like pizza. Jesus, that would be really hard for me because I love pizza. But you know what? I'm not going to ask you to eat pizza because I know you don't like it. Now, I'm probably still going to order it for myself, but I know you don't like it, so I'm not going to ask you to do it. When we are arguing about something else, we have to have that exact same kind of mentality. Okay, you know what? I really want pizza tonight. And I have to accept the fact that my mate doesn't want it.
No damn pizza.
Now that's a lie. You like pizza, but
I do.
That might not be the best analogy, but you see what I'm saying? Like
I'm hearing you.
It comes with, okay, we're agreeing to disagree. I respect it. We don't have to bring this up again. We're not gonna argue about it again. If we're just gonna argue about it 2 months later, then no, you're not agreeing to disagree, because here we are arguing about the same shit because we didn't resolve it.
But you can resolve something and still argue about the same shit.
Then it ain't resolved. I don't like arguing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if we're not gonna nip this shit in the bud, then it's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna be unsettled.
So if you felt you've resolved something, but something comes up like it again and you get mad again, like it is resolved, but y'all are still not agreeing. Now, I want to read Brandy's comment. Agreeing to disagree in arguments is avoiding accountability. So where I can agree, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree, LaStar. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because again, if we go in about something 100 times, and 100 times I don't see it your way, and 100 times you don't see it my way, we're not going to ever agree on the situation. And so why are we going to keep putting ourselves in these situations? I do like what you said. Maybe I understand you don't like the pizza, so maybe I don't order the pizza.
Or your political views.
But
people,
we're not going to agree.
Right. But if we agreeing to disagree, we shouldn't be arguing about the same thing again. Like if we come across the exact same scenario, instead of bringing it to me, because then I'm gonna be pissed off if you bring it to me again, because I thought we agreed to disagree. That's when you go take your cool down period. That's when you go then go into your avoidance stage, because at this point we've already said this particular topic, we're not going to have a resolution. Then every time you see it in the future, you can't open up another argument and expect for it to be productive, because I've made my stance. I've dug my heels in. You've made your stance. You dug your heels in. If neither one of us agreeing to disagree is saying that neither one of us are willing to compromise.
But not really.
It's fine. Tell me why not really.
It's not really, because if I agree to disagree with you, like let's go religious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If this religion is embedded in me, and your religion's embedded in you, you're Catholic, I'm Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna ask you to convert over to be Baptist and you want to be Catholic. So we're just gonna have to agree to disagree there, right?
No, that's not the same thing.
It is.
Because we're not arguing about it.
How you know we ain't? I might be like, motherfucker, you need to come to church with me. I'm not going to that church.
But if you're not asking me to convert, then we're not arguing about it. That is agreeing to disagree, because you're not asking me to convert.
Okay. Well, there we go. Thank you for
that's a compromise. No. That was a bad example.
Is it a compromise though? Because if I was compromising, I would be trying to get you to see some of my point at least. But
that is not a compromise.
So give me, what is a compromise then? Tell me.
I don't know.
Because a compromise is where, to me, a compromise is where we meet in the middle, or I'm like, okay, listen, I'm gonna go to the ballet, but you coming to this football game.
That's compromise. You're doing something that I like, and we're doing something you like. So in your religious example, one Sunday we go to my Catholic church. The next Sunday we go to your Baptist church. I'm not asking you to become Catholic, and you're not asking me to become Baptist.
Or I'm not going to ask you to come to church at all. You go to your church and I go to my church. That's a compromise.
Yeah. Yes. What you said you was going to do was try to sway me to your side. That ain't no damn compromise.
Okay.
That's bending me to your will.
I've been over.
My mama is listening.
Oh, my bad. Okay, let's adjust it. Agreeing to disagree is someone not willing to listen and comprehend another person's point of view. It gives blowing you off.
You know what? Forget it. You know what? Let's just agree to disagree. I don't want to hear no more.
It's still, I'm going to have to agree to disagree with that comment, just because it's not that I don't hear what you're saying. It's just that I am not going to agree with what you're saying.
But then what happens when it comes up next month?
Don't let it come up.
If we are agreeing to disagree, that means there's not a change behavior. That is going to happen again. And when it happens again, are you going to argue with me about it?
It depends what it is, because I might just say we've already had this discussion. But there's certain things that you believe, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's certain things that I believe. I could tell you 150 times over, you're not going to agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not going to agree with you. That is truly an agree to disagree.
Right.
I'm not saying I don't respect your opinion.
Right.
I'm not saying that your opinion doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying we can shave this chicken 45 ways. And in the end, I think the way I shave my chicken is better than yours. And I respect how you do, but the way I shave my chicken is the way I'm gonna continue to shave.
Yeah, I'll let you keep shaving your chicken the wrong way.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, because I think we're gonna drag this out a little bit. The only thing that I'm saying is, yes, agreeing to disagree is a valid way to end the argument, except when it's not a genuine agree to disagree, when you're just saying that as a smoke screen to end the argument. You know what? Let's just agree to disagree. I don't even want to talk about this no more. What you're really saying is, I don't want to talk about this shit no more. Not I'm agreeing to disagree with you.
So
that's the only issue that I have with agree to disagree is when it's not a genuine agree to disagree. You're just like, I don't want to argue with you no more.
What if you've seen this story between you and your mate before, right? And it goes a little bit deeper than just agreeing to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a mate that you know is going to get up in arms, you know they're going to get loud, and then you know you don't like them being loud, and then you get to crying.
Say it in me like it.
And then, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why, and I'm like, okay, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
So, and when I see where this is going, I know to avoid battle scars,
mm-hmm.
because now there's some things where it's going to be worth battle scars. I mean, you're just going to have to battle it out. And as my best friend says, the best thing about feelings is you can get the fuck over them, mm-hmm. and you get new ones. Right. Yeah. But there's some things that I just feel that let's agree to disagree and let's keep it pushing, whatever the reason is, whether it is genuine or ingenuine, because I can see where this is going. If we've had conversations like this and similar conversations and we're getting down to that point, especially when it ain't even like a big situation, yes, I am going to agree to disagree.
So
to avoid that.
All right. This is all I'm gonna say. An alternative to that is, baby, we are not going to reach a resolution on this. Let's just cool down and talk about it later.
Why are we talking about it again later when we ain't gonna agree?
See, why are you hollering? So here's why we're talking about it again. Because when that very next thing comes up the next month that you said you was agreeing to disagree on, but you start an argument, because I'm matching your fucking energy, nigga. So when that shit comes up the next month and you lied about agreeing to disagree and you start arguing with me.
What ifs? I keep on hearing all these what ifs.
You're right. I'll just wait. Bitch, you lied about agreeing to disagree. Now I'm finna be the escalator. I might even punch your ass in the stomach, step on your feet.
I believe you. Kiera says agreeing to disagree doesn't necessarily give blowing you off energy. Agreeing to disagree means that you respect how the other person feels, even if you don't feel the same way. Sometimes it's better to agree to disagree so that you don't disrespect the other person. The more you drag it out, the worse the argument will be. It's best to meet in the middle and leave it alone as best as you can. That's literally the point that I'm making.
That's the point. That's not the point that you're making,
yes,
nigga.
It is.
No, because
I just said earlier, I respect you. I expect.
But you also said when the same thing happens again, you gonna argue.
No.
So the only thing that I said.
No, I did not say that. See,
okay, you know
go.
what? I pointed that out.
Yes.
I pointed that out.
Yes.
The only thing that I said about agreeing to disagree is when it's not a genuine agree to disagree. You don't respect my feelings. You don't respect my viewpoint. And when it comes up again, we're going to argue. That is not agreeing to disagree. That is just blowing me off.
No,
or blowing whoever off.
No,
like that's
seeing,
not.
That is seeing the future like.
No, the fuck is not.
Into the future, I can see.
You know what? Let's talk about
to me. Yeah.
So you made a comment. I'm gonna fuck you up. You made a comment. We 10 minutes. We don't got 2 minutes left. Listen, you made a comment about.
We got as much time as we fucking want.
Well, I want people to stay with us because this is a good conversation.
It is.
Dang. Yes, Kitty Boo, I agree. Not every argument has a solution.
Right. For you people who want closure. I'm sorry.
That's my preference. I'm sorry. But here's the deal. I would be okay with not having a solution if we weren't going to argue about it again.
But you know you're asking for psychism. Is that a word?
I don't understand what you just said. Oh, okay. That's not a word, but I got what you said. You can't see in the future. You just was singing them. That's all right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I like. For me to say, you can't do that if we're not ever going to argue about it again. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Can I just be honest?
Yes.
Maybe you can't see the future with a friend or a family member, but when you've spent 20 plus years with a person, yes, you know their behaviors. You know if there's a very specific thing that y'all have argued about for 10 years, every year it's an annual argument. You just waiting to see what day it's going to fall on. Then yes, you can see the future. Now, maybe that's not fair. Maybe that's not fair. And you know what? Going forward today, starting over. I am erasing. My scratch pad is clean. So in the future, if there is something that we have agreed to disagree about, I'm going to say you are respecting my view and I'm respecting your view, and we're not going to argue about it again.
So, babe.
But when we argue about it again, just be prepared for escalator.
So, babe, in the same sense, now that I'm going to bring it back to exactly what you just said, right?
Yeah.
We've been together for a long time.
Correct.
If I see us going down a path that has led to a knockout, draw out, get your feelings, scars, battle, all this other stuff, and I see that, and I have the chance to not take it there, because every single time we have this conversation, it goes there and we never come to a resolution. Why not choose peace?
You have to choose peace every time it comes up then.
Okay.
That's the part of growing up. If you're going to say, you know what, this ain't worth me and her arguing about tonight, I'm not going to address this.
But what if you're the one that brings it up?
Me?
In general, I'm not saying you, but just in general, if you're that person.
If I'm the person who brings it up and the person that I'm arguing with says this ain't worth us fighting for.
Agree to disagree.
Let me just tell you something. If it's my man and he be like, baby, you know what? I don't want to spend the night not talking to you. This is not worth us fighting over.
That ain't your man.
No, it ain't my man.
I'm
trying to put you up on game, nigga. I'm trying to put you up on game.
I will turn my back to you.
I try to put exactly.
Don't even.
So that's the thing that pisses me off. That is not a healthy fighting style. It is not healthy.
Hey,
it's different from a cooling down period.
You got your fighting style. I got my fighting style.
I thought tonight's show was about growth.
You got your fighting style.
This nigga ain't gonna never change. Y'all know what? Y'all pray for me.
But
he ain't trying to learn nothing. He just trying to tell me.
She don't learn nothing either.
Yes, I am. I just erased my scratch pad. You get a do-over.
Your way is the right way. What is the statement that you was gonna make? Because you had a statement that you wanted to get out, and I think we kind of got off that.
Because you said sometimes you just gotta battle it out. That sometimes you can't avoid scars, and I don't disagree with you. But one of the things that there are things that you can make the scars less visible. There are these rules of engagement that, like, if you're gonna have a disagreement with whoever, there are certain behaviors or certain things that you should, if you want to have a productive disagreement, there's some things that you should avoid doing in the fight. Now, if your goal is to just fight for the sake of fighting because you angry and you want to fight about something, this ain't for you. And there are some people who, I'm just mad at you and I want to be mad. I don't want a resolution. You're gonna feel me.
Only because they want to have makeup sex.
Well, we can have that. Let's just pretend to be mad at each other and just do it. But if you really want to have a productive, that's what I want to talk about. Like if I want to have a productive disagreement with you, what are the things that I definitely don't need to do to, I'm gonna give you an example. Don't tell me shut the fuck up. As soon as you tell me shut the fuck up.
Don't give me no reason to tell you shut the fuck up.
See.
Okay, now let me get back being serious. Okay.
Yeah.
The things that I don't like is don't take it there and throw stones and live in a glass house. You know, don't be on this rah-rah shit. And the moment I get on my rah-rah shit, because my rah-rah shit is more rah-rah than your rah-rah shit, now all of a sudden you crying. Or you sensitive.
Are you trying to call me pussy in front of our audience?
No, I'm saying in general.
Oh, okay. Because I know you ain't talking about me.
Man, nobody's scared of you.
I know you ain't talking about me.
But no, I'm for real. Like, you can't be rah-rah, and then I get rah-rah. But my rah-rah is more than your rah-rah. And now your rah-rah turns into cry.
So what you're saying is, if I'm staying calm, you need to stay calm. Because when I get there, I'm there.
Yeah, well, not even just that. If I was calm, I'm just going to say, as you said, like matching energy, don't be on that rah-rah shit. And just because you expect me to take it, maybe because I'm the man, right? Mm-hmm. But then when I get my rah-rah shit back because you came with the rah-rah shit, I don't want to hear no crying.
That's fair. But I'm gonna be honest, because that's what this podcast topic is about. Sometimes if I am the person who is quote unquote right and you're the person who's wrong, then I am sometimes I feel like I got the right to be rah-rah and you just got to take it. Wrong. That's if I am admitting that is probably not the healthiest behavior. But sometimes when you so pissed off or you so hurt, then you're not thinking rationally. You're just coming out of emotion and confronting somebody.
Yeah.
That when they get mad at you back because you yelling at them, I'm like, this motherfucker got the nerve to be mad at me for confronting them on their shit. Like, yeah, no, but I hear what you're saying.
Here's the other piece of that, though. When the other person has acknowledged wrongdoing, then I can understand that. If the other person has not acknowledged wrongdoing, then that's where the conflict is going to ensue.
So I'm coming at you feeling like you did something wrong, but you thinking you didn't do anything wrong. So it's kind of like, I'm innocent. Why the fuck am I going to sit here and take this berating?
Absolutely.
That's fair.
But when you know you done fucked up and they're bringing you something that's super legit, I think you do got to take that. However, it's still limits to it so they don't come out. You're
whoever it is that you're arguing with has to have a limit and what they're saying to you, how they're saying it, and don't get physical with me.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that I think is an unhealthy tactic in arguments is when you bring up stuff that has nothing to do with the current. Like that is a big pet peeve of mine. If we arguing about, I don't know, if I come to you and I say, baby, you were supposed to take the trash out last night.
You supposed to do the dishes?
Exactly. You supposed to do dishes. Like, it's like avoiding accountability and like point fingers. Like, you didn't say nothing when I didn't do the dishes 2 weeks ago. But now that I'm pointing out the fact that you didn't take the trash out, Now you want to bring up the fact that I didn't do the dishes 2 weeks ago. Like that makes it feel like that's going back to that avoider shit. Like, okay, if you had a problem 2 weeks ago when I didn't do the dishes, you should have said something 2 weeks ago. Now that I have a problem that you didn't take out the trash, this ain't the time to state your grievances. And it kind of like diminishes. It's almost like you being dismissive about what I say. And because you have a grievance, it kind of cancels out my grievance. And that's just not how that's gonna make the argument get a little bit worse.
Yeah. No, and where I'm gonna say, I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
However, one person told me, make sure your house clean before you start telling other people their house is dirty. I'm just being real. Like,
I don't agree with that though.
And that's fine. And we're gonna
agree to disagree. Right. Okay, cool.
But I think that, you know, that your house is dirty as hell, but you got the audacity to tell me to pick up my shit. Fuck you.
What if my house ain't dirty as hell?
That's
like
that ain't.
Or if it's a different kind of different kind of dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but we're going with it. I'm talking about.
Okay, what if it's a different kind of dirty?
Well,
does that mean
if it's a different kind of dirty, then you know that's a whole different topic. But we're talking about, let's say, using the example that you said, washing the dishes and taking out the trash, right?
Yep.
Those are very similar chores. They're both chores, and you didn't do your chore. Now, I didn't say anything. I probably should have. I acknowledge my wrongdoing. But until you consistently doing your chores, the fucking audacity of you to bitch at me about not doing my chores.
You know what? I actually don't disagree with that. I actually think it's just an example of why wait. So okay, 2 weeks ago when I didn't do my dishes, did you do them? Or did I? Yeah, right, probably not. Or did I wait until the next day to do my dishes? Surely the dishes ain't staying in the sink for 2 weeks. My point is, if it's something that means something to you in that moment, you should address it. You don't have to address it nasty. Or you know what? Sometimes when I'm in my passive mood, I'll be like, baby, I went ahead and picked up your clothes off the floor, but next time, can you try to be more careful and put them in the basket?
I told you what to do. Get me a basketball goal. I ain't gonna miss. Marcus Farrow in the building. What up, dog?
Hey, Farrow.
Doggy. Hey, listen, Farrow. Listen to this. I need you on this one, my guy. In the chat, rules for having a disagreement without leaving battle scars. Like, what are some of the rules you would say, post in the chat, that don't leave battle scars? And here's what I'm about to say. A lot of the stuff that you said, I'm 1000% hearing you and agreeing with you. Believe it or not.
I got another one.
Shoot.
Oh, it's your turn. Your turn, Nick.
All right. I don't know, because I'm not really you know me. Like, if you're speaking for me, I'm more of, just because I know my anger. And so I would rather not argue. And if I could work it out in my head, and I know people always say, you don't do that because then you explode. But that ain't true in all cases.
All right.
But I know me, and I'm 43 years old, and I've been fighting with anger forever. And I've gotten to a point where I know how to cool my anger and chill out and give myself, like, because I'm going to tell you right now, my first reaction is never good.
Yeah. But you know what? I think that's also a sign of maturity. You know this about yourself. And so I would say maybe 20 years ago when we first started dating, you going with your first reaction. You're not taking time to think. We got into an argument outside my mama's house, and you know how that turned out. We throwing motherfucking clothes up and down my mama's street in front of her house.
First, though.
well, whatever. I was angry.
Well, your
You
mama,
probably said some shit.
your mama thought that I threw something first.
I really still think I can't remember back
I
that far.
promise you threw
I
something
still think
first.
you did it first.
You threw something first.
I think you threw something first, and then I just started throwing a whole bunch of shit.
No, you threw something first
because I was matching your energy. See,
no,
but there's two things I'm gonna say. I think we do very well. Like if you're in a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, friendship, we don't need an audience when we're arguing. Like that's a big way to leave a battle scar, because whatever the issue that we're having between our relationship, now you have aired it and made it everybody's business. Everybody gonna have an opinion. Somebody gonna be in your ear. Somebody gonna be in my ear, and it's just gonna create more turmoil. So that's another thing is like y'all don't need an audience for your argument. And then the other thing,
back to that real fast.
Yep.
I do want to give you kudos on that because we don't. That's one thing. It pains me to see people air out their dirty laundry on social media. They don't pain me. I'm like, girl, what? Yeah, mess ass.
Right.
but to like see people throwing their stuff on social media.
I don't understand.
I'm not. I don't even like to. I'm not even gonna. If I don't like something, I guess say correct you. I can't really correct you because you're grown as hell. But I'm not even gonna correct you in front of an audience. That ain't how we gonna get down.
Right.
We gonna wait, and and then when we get in the privacy of our own home or text messages or whatever, then we can have that conversation. But I'm not even gonna
just
say
not gonna
that.
talk to me. And I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And then you ain't gonna say nothing. And then finally, after a couple of days of giving me the silent treatment, then you're gonna tell me what's up. Did I mention that that's one of the things that I don't like?
Yeah,
I don't like the silent treatment.
Well, that you want the silent treatment or the killer
or the escalator. I think I would love to hear something like, I'm pissed at you right now. I'm not in a place to talk about it. I know that sounds soft.
It's not even that it sounds soft. It's just not how it's going to come out from me.
That's fair.
You can't make me somebody that and it's just like there's things that I know that I'm not going to give. Contrary to what motherfuckers believe, Deanna is not easy to deal with.
Yes, I am.
Pharaoh.
Yes, I am.
She's not easy to deal with. But the good outweighs the bad. Way, way, way outweighs it. It's not
Didn't
even.
That make it easy. Close. What you talking about?
But in the same sense, like it's tough sometimes. But I know you made me forget what I was thinking because you're doing your nails and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I just so. But I do want to commend you, because we do handle it. But oh yeah, going back to now, I know because you tried to throw me off. That's why I do that though. I'd rather do it that way than to go that way. Just like I know there's certain things that you're you're easy to get over an argument with. I just gotta throw some food out there. But here's what I've learned. Just because we're back speaking again, don't mean your issue is resolved and we back cool.
Exactly.
And so I can still determine and understand when your energy is off. But I feel for me, and I can't say this for you, but if you give me a little bit of time and let me weigh my options and first say, is this even worth this shit? A lot of times I feel like it ain't even worth it. And I might be wrong on how I reacted. And when I get to that point where I feel it ain't worth it, but you might be like, nah, it was worth it. Okay, I had a bad reaction. Let's let it be. Let bygones be bygones.
But you know what? I think that's where the lines of communication needs to open up. Like be transparent about your reaction and the reason why you're saying I'm agreeing to disagree or whatever the reaction was that was a bad reaction. I think actually hearing it from your mate sometimes is enough. Hearing, you know what, I didn't handle it the best way. Do you know what kind of well, I can't speak for all women, but for myself, to hear you say, you know what? I shouldn't have blew up like that. That's my bad. Like, that's enough for me, because at the end of the day, it's not that I don't like conflict.
Oh, we know you like it.
I'm okay with conflict. I don't like anger, and I don't like when we're not getting along. Like, that doesn't sit well with me. And so if I know that there's tension between us and we're just not addressing it, I'm gonna be unsettled, because I don't like that shit. Like, let's go ahead and get the shit out. Like, I'd rather just go. If we're gonna argue, let's argue so that we can go ahead and make up and go eat and shit and smoke a hookah or whatever we're gonna do.
But here's the thing: you said you don't like anger, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand, coming from an angry person, it ain't that easy.
Yeah, yes, I've learned that over the years. But I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna get 2 points out. One, you've gotten a lot better with your anger. I've said that. I'm going to give you another compliment about it. The second thing I'm going to say is another like thing to avoid. And I'm not saying that you do this. I just mean in general. If you are bringing something to your mate, friend, family member, whatever, like, stick to the facts. Don't criticize them. Like, when you did this on this day, oh, Marcus, Thursday, you left your socks in the bed. Oh, no. You put your shoes on the bed Wednesday after you got back from the gym. That angered me. Can you try not to do that again? Instead of like, you always leaving your shoes on the bed. Like, first of all, always is a stretch. That's not true.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to immediately, when you say I always do something, or
I'm a defense mode. No, I
right.
don't.
Yeah. I'm like, you're coming at me with criticism instead of like voicing your grievance. And sometimes it's very hard to choose the right words. But we got to be more intentional about the words that we choose, because we're all human and we all going to have our own individual reactions. This was very therapeutic tonight.
That's fair. Let's go get these last couple of comments out and then we can wrap it up.
All right.
Farrell says sometimes you have to allow time for your partner to calm down and not react in that moment. As long as he or she will eventually come to the table, talk about it, allow some time for your partner to calm down.
Yeah.
I like that. I love what's said there, but here's the problem that happens with that. Sometimes one partner still needs more time and the other partner is ready to do it now. And then that impatient comes into play and now.
But you know what? That's where that impatient one that's like healthy dialogue here. Okay. I'm ready to talk about it right now. You not. Baby, I'm not ready to talk about this right now. You're going to have to wait. And if I am truly trying to be at peace and trying to keep the peace instead of just fighting, then that's going to take me maturing a little bit, me swallowing my desire to have my will a little bit. But that's what relationships are about, is not ceding, but compromise. That is compromise. We're going to talk about it. You're telling me we're going to talk about it. Not right. I can't talk about it right now. I need a little bit more time.
But some people, they feel like their situation is so urgent that they want to talk about it right now.
That's a damn problem.
And then I don't know. Listen, but when you put them on the back burner, now it's like, okay, this is urgent enough for me to feel like we need to talk about it right now. But you're not having that same sense of urgency on your end, so I feel like you're not taking my issue seriously.
So then, here's the honest feedback on that. If we have this discussion right now, what you're going to get from me is the Incredible Hulk. I'm going to be Hulk smashing every goddamn thing while I'm talking. And if that's cool with you, if you can handle that, all right, let's go. But I was trying to avoid that because I don't like when I get to that point in our conversations. So which one you want?
But then again, because we're just
gonna agree to disagree. We're just gonna agree to disagree.
We're being real life. We're like, when that happens, it's like, nah, why you always got to get angry? I'm just trying to tell you that, you know what I'm saying?
This is serious. This is serious enough where it's gonna get me angry if I don't take the time.
Yeah.
But again, your choice. You want angry me or you want reasonable, clear-headed me?
Yeah. My thing is this: if you're looking for perfection in disagreements, If you're looking for perfection in arguments, you're not going to find it. If you're looking for perfection in a person, you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
But there are some things that we've talked about today that can at least minimize battle scars.
Yeah.
Or keep
that.
them.
You might still have some, but some Neosporin would be cool.
Yeah. Or
You
keep
ain't gonna
them
need no stitches
out altogether. So to end the show, I'll say after everything that I've heard, I'm gonna say I still stand on my agree to disagree for multiple reasons. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand on that 10 toes. But there are some things that you've said tonight that I can understand truly where you're coming from as it relates to some of the things that you don't like, and the only thing that I ask, and I'm not just you, but like in general, is you got to know your mate.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to understand if they angry, you got to understand, don't poke the bear and then he growl and then you want to meow away because you poked him and you didn't give him a chance to calm his growling, but you kept poking him. So those are kind of my takeaways, but I will say there's a lot of things that you said that I totally agree with, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe it.
Never mind. I don't agree with shit she said. She ain't even that smart. That master's degree, really, she got it because of me.
Oh, okay. We'll just agree to disagree on that.
See how that works?
Yeah.
Now, close it out, girl.
The silent treatment, that was one of the things that hits me hard. Brandy's comment, instead of giving the silent treatment, let your person know that you are frustrated and you just need some alone time. I think that is very solid feedback.
So let me go back there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That is,
you just don't want to close out.
That's gonna be for me. I can't speak for other men.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a struggle. And my thing is this: if you know I'm pissed off, and you know I'm pissed off, why do I have to say that? You know I'm pissed off. Why do I gotta come, baby? If you've noticed, I ain't said shit to you, and I don't plan on saying shit to you for at least 48 hours until I get horny.
But here's the deal. Here's why I personally don't do the silent treatment. I mean, I'm going, you know what? Not even the silent treatment. This is why I don't sit in anger, because life is short. And we can all think that it could not happen to us. But the moment that you start holding on to your anger, or you're going to teach this person a lesson and not talk to them for however long, what happens when they pass away?
Yeah.
And your last interaction with them was, I'm not fucking talking to you. And it's over something stupid as fuck. Then you're going to spend the next 20 years of your life beating yourself up because you wasn't talking to somebody because they didn't like your chicken pot pie recipe. Like, that's crazy as fuck to me. No. So, I mean, I'm not trying to change your perspective, because I do respect your perspective. Look at this. Yeah. I respect your perspective. However, that's just my own personal dealing. Even when I'm not all the way good with a person, like some people, I have just like accepted that they are who they are, and in order to still have a relationship with them, I modify my interactions with them so that I can still have a relationship with you.
That's agreeing to disagree. That's agreeing to disagree, by the way. But go ahead.
It is. It is. I didn't say that I didn't like. You know what? Are you trying to make me an escalator? Are you trying to make me an escalator?
I ain't making you one. You are one.
It got to be pulled out of me. I really want to be the repairer. I want the solution. It's important to me. So that's I'm in on this. My biggest takeaway was, you're not always going to have a solution. And a sign of maturity is not letting that eat at you. you got to be comfortable with, hey, we're just not going to agree on this, or let that motherfucker be wrong. That's also something I need to work on. However, that's another show, another day, another show. We can have therapy on convincing me that I'm not always right.
I'm going to end that with, that's one I'm just going to have to agree.
It's kind of funny at this point, though, right?
Yeah, no, it's not.
It is to me. It's hilarious to me.
But you're going to not, you're always going to feel that you're right. But here's the thing. Here's why I'm not mad at, though.
Because I usually am.
No.
Oh, sorry.
That's
my bad.
Fucking no.
My bad.
But that is your personality, and that's what's made you strong. That's what's made you, I think, excel at your job, thinking that, hey, I got the best way. And so that is a strong characteristic of you. And honestly, I don't want that to go away.
But
I like
because that make it sound like I'm not coachable.
No, like that's not what I said.
I'm not a know-it-all.
Yes, you are.
Y'all make me a know-it-all, but I do realize I have shortcomings.
I do
just because I don't broadcast. Oh, that's another show. Okay. I don't broadcast my shortcomings, but I do realize that I got a whole notebook of shit that I know I need to work on.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It comes back to trying to change somebody, right? And I wouldn't want to change your strong will, because you want to know why you think you're right all the time?
Because I usually am.
No, I'm about to be serious.
Oh, I was being serious.
Yeah, no,
okay,
I'm about to be serious.
Tell me.
A lot of times, you've either thought about it a lot or you've researched it a lot.
That's true. I'm an overthinker.
Yes.
And I'm going to go look some shit up.
And I know this.
Yeah.
So when you put that work in, you're probably going to think you're right because you put that work in. You see what I'm saying? And so I know that about you. I know you don't usually just come without at least having some facts or truth or what you think is the truth. That's why I don't overly, because shit. So, but something that could, a characteristic that makes you who you are, like I wouldn't want to take that from you. But as far as coachable and stuff like, you take feedback all the time, like you do that. I take feedback, but I just don't apply it the way you want me to. You want me to say, yes, D, I do hear what you're saying. I too would like a glass of water. I too have been thirsty. You're not going to get that from me. It's like, all right, motherfucker. And then the next time that situation comes, I'm going to hear your nagging in my head and I'll stop before I do it. Your feedback registered, but you're not going to get the, I too am thirsty. Would you like a glass of water? Sam, I am. All right.
This was great.
It was great. I love you.
I love you too.
With that being said and done, we out.
Bye, y'all.
Tom Jones on the beat.
Welcome to the greatest podcast. Go argue with your mama. With two mores in a pod starring Marcus and Deanna.
You might just hear some drama. We all a little off kilter.
But what you ain't gonna find around this bitch here is a filter. So put the kids to bed
before you get comfy and cozy. This is rated MA.
Mature audiences only.
We keep it real, especially in a room full of phonies.
From the mill to a mill. About to go play the lottery to get this meal.
I got some peoples from the Ville y'all can listen to.
Yeah.
They provide that real that'll get you through.
If we hit,
I got some peoples from the Ville y'all can listen
Kitty
to.
Boo, you good.
I'm Serratus, let a dick get it.
LaDonna, you good.
I got some peoples from the Ville y'all can listen to.
Farrah, you good.
They provide that real that'll get you through.
Yeah, you definitely good.
I got some peoples from the
whether
Ville
we hit
y'all
or not.
listen to.
You did.
I'm Serratus, let a dick get it in the view.
I appreciate y'all for sticking in with us, man. Thursday, we're going to have another business show. I think we have one of my childhood friends, he owns the barbershop, so he's going to be on here Thursday. And then we have the owner of 100 Magazine the following Thursday, if I'm not, But with that being said and done, we appreciate y'all, man. Anybody that want to be a guest, man, y'all know where we at, man. Holla at us. Peace. We out. And now I can smoke my hookah stick.